All right, GM everyone. We are back for day 6 after a Sunday break. So, what are we building today? We are building a contract which is called Buy Me a Coffee. Now, there is an address receiver and there is an address payer. So, Buy Me's Coffee is basically for tipping someone off their art, their skills, whatever you want to. And this Buy Me a Coffee contract has an address receiver. So, basically, who will receive the money, and an address payer who is paying for the money, and mapping. So this mapping is who has sent what amount. So every artist, or let's say every uh, artist, let's say, will have his or her own contract. We can explore a term called contract factory here, right? So every artist will have their own contract, and they will have their own withdraw function. All right. This is what we are going to write. So let's get to the code. Today we are just going to focus on writing a simple contract, and we'll upgrade it tomorrow, and then we will get into NFTs and liquidity pools. I'm planning something good for the last 5 days, but for these 5 days let's keep it complex yet simple to understand. All right, is this background okay? Is okay. I hope it's cutting me off. Let's just change it and let's open this. That good? That is better. Let's start writing this contract. I have connected a repository today. Let's delete these files. That delete these 3 files, and then we'll go to RC and we will write a new contract. It's called coffee.sol. I've made a simple index.html here, as you can see, just for use case and plugging this contract in easily. SPDX, identifier, MIT, drag my Solidity 20, and let's go back. Let's go to what are we transacting in. Today we are keeping it simple ETH. Then we can have each artist have mint their own token, and users can deposit it when we go to complex topics like liquidity stuff, right? So let's write I coffee, and there will be a constructor. Basically, it will require a string memory name and string, oh sorry, address, artist address. Now it will need a public owner, public address artist. So artist is owner. Let's write this down here. This artist owner contract, artist address, and problem address, public artist. That's what we're going to write here. Now artist address, we will need another modifier here, which is called only artist. Basically, instead of only owner, we have this only artist function, and we will go for require message.sender. Should we call it not, will not use requires, we'll make a custom errors. So error not artist, and that's what we want. Okay, so this with a semicolon, and if the message or sender is not artist, we will have this. Okay, so we'll reward with not artist, and then we'll do this. Okay, structure. Yeah, we have it, right? Let's see what a modifier looks like. colon at the end. Okay, that's it. Now there is a deposit function here which we can call. So we'll make a function called buy coffee and string memory name and string memory address, right? The external function, and we don't need string memory message rather than address. We need a mapping here, so let's go back and let's go a mapping from address to print public number of coffees. Okay, or we can have this rather than this. Can oh yeah, that's okay. Messages and names. That's right. So event will be a new coffee. We can actually do something tomorrow, which will be adding event listeners to this contract. So you can listen for every event and notify the person. Okay, so that's there. And then there is a withdraw. This is a very simple contract that we return in the day one or day two, but we are just modifying it to be a buy me a coffee contract, right? So when buy me a contract is called, so external and this function will be payable. Now what's gonna happen here? So if message dot value is less than 0.0, we'll revert with value cannot buy coffee or so cheap. Okay, so we'll add this error here. So error and cannot buy coffee, and that's what we need here. If it is not, then we uh, add the message dot set to number of coffees and add its message and emit as a new coffee, right? Now there will be a withdraw function here. Function withdraw, and this will be external function called by only artist, which will just simply withdraw the amount to the artist address. Now let's make some getter functions here. So get balance, get number of coffees, get messages. Actually we need a get. We don't need this. We get all messages, and we need both as all. So let's go back. Let's go for function get all messages. Okay, and this will be an external function. You returns string. Actually, let's make a struct and then we can do this. Let's make a struct where we hold all these mappings, right? Instead of this, let's make a struct of coffee pot. Okay, and we'll have a message and name here. Now let's back and let's say cos bot. Sorry, what was the name? Coffee spot memory coffee. That's what we need here. So we are just doing this. The problem here, unused local variable. That's okay. That's okay to be. And yeah, we need an artist name also. Yes. So string memory artist name, and when we go down here in the constructor, we can write that artist name. Okay, that's it. Get balance function get all coffees. Why is it I wanted to remove? Let's remove. Okay, and let's kernel view. Not only artist, anyone can call returns. Returns. What? That's what we need. The problem here is string memory. Oh, okay. String memory public. We will show the artist name to be public, right? And let's fix the and here. And once we go there, we go accept. Don't need memory here. That's something that I should also note. And this will be a view function. Return all coffees. So actually, we need to run through a loop here. So let's run through a loop, bro, and let's run this as for yeah, all coffees will be defined here. Coffee what all coffees, new coffee spot, not zero, not zero. We don't need it to be zero. And we have this as much as the length of the contract, right? So what can we do? Am I writing coffee right? I'm spelling coffee. Okay. First thing that I need to fix is writing coffees. What and how much are we going to do this as? Hmm. Let's think about this. We can have the number of coffees here just for us to have an idea of how much the length is. This dot center plus one. That's okay. Number of coffees dot dot length and this will also be of coffees dot length. Okay, must be storage. Right, that's what we need here. 10. Oh, oh, so should we do this or we can just keep it as a variable to be honest. You want to 56 public number of coffees and instead of doing this we can just do number of coffees plus plus and instead of doing this we can do this and instead of doing this we can do this. Let's go back here and let's write this function scratch again not function. So for this is not we want. Just mocking it and now back here and let's see what we can do. Now the concept that we are stuck at here is basically just the same thing as we need here. Okay, so get all the coffees will always have. So are we seeing the wrong screen here? Yeah, so what we need is we need to return the mapping messages and everything here. Okay, so we will need to store this. Okay, so coffees bought and memory and it will return with all coffees. Okay, now what will all coffees be equal to? All coffees will be equal to getting them and we can directly return the full array. So let's see, we get here, so we need to push them to the storages. So coffees bought, new memory, new coffee. We can keep this as we can remove this, and we can keep coffees bought array called all coffees, right? And then what we can do is all coffee dot push coffees bought and name and message. Okay, that's what we can do. And here we can add a new coffee, so that will be coffees bought of these. What's spelling that I'm spelling here, right? So we need a coffees bot thing. So This coffee bought a new memory, new coffee, and then we can just directly push this inside that, and we'll emit this coffees plus plus expected. Is this right? Let's reload the window here. What's going right? I coffee. Do we have a right address? All right. Everything is good here. We just need to return all coffees. Return all. Okay, we can do that. I don't mind that. Oh. Yeah, that's okay now. All coffees, yeah. And this can be pure also. Now I have set up the .env to deploy this to Sepolia and Etherscan. Let's just build this first. The warning that we are getting, I want this. Day 6. Forge build. Function declares an existing. Where are it? Oh, it's just for all coffees. So it returns all coffee. That solves this. Oh, what's the problem here, brother? So we have this all coffee thing, right? So when are we returning this? We can directly have an unnamed variable here, so which will return. I guess that solves it. And let's build. What's the problem? Function declared as pure. So let's view reads. So it reads from the state. Forge build. Yes, compiler successful. Now let's go with forge create. C control. Oh, we should write a deploy script. How much is the length? It's 17 minutes, so we can write a good enough script for this, right? Let's do that. I'll go back to this and I'll get a MetaMask address. This is the address that I'll be paying from. So let's get this address. Let's like script deploy copy.s.sol sptx guys fire priority. I'll be using a lot of AI for this. Let's finish this fast. Contract deploy is script. So now it has a function run, which is kernel. Now let's go for deploy key. Yeah, we can pass it later. So let me read this. Let's our deployer now address of the artist. So we need that, right? Address artist is there is, and let's go for this. I don't see a problem here. Problem good, and I think this will run it. It will go from private key. No, yeah, I mean, if I'm using this, I need its private key. So I'll export that private key here. I don't mind showing this private key because it's my test account. Private key. Copy this. Now just I'll pause it for a second to load it. Oh, it's okay. I can. Oh no, I have loaded the private keys here and we are ready to go. So the flow that we have is the message.center is not the owner. The address that you're passing is the owner for the function. So that's all right for us. We can deploy from some address, still it will not be the problem. So let's go for code script slash deploy rp. Source the env first. Code script slash deploy coffee rp. Let's wait for this compilation to start. Sepolia takes a little bit more time than Anvil, as there is an external deployment process that is done in the terminal. So Anvil was deploying like this just in an instant, but this might take more time than that. Whatever. So let's just pass it how we do. Let's not go for this. Whatever. Okay. Deploy private key. And the compiler ran successfully. Let's look at the logs that come here. Sepolia takes some time, and there is a explorer for Sepolia, which is sepolia.etherscan.io. Here you can put in all your values, addresses that you get returned. And here is the contract address that we just deployed. Just let it take time. So meanwhile, I'll show you that I have made this index.html, which will be using to interact with this contract. So this is what we need here. And this is the contract that we have built. Now let's interact with this contract. Okay. Last call this, and let's call the owner. Sorry, artist of this address. Let's artist of this address, and we'll return it in string. And artist. Now this does not have any code. Why is it showing like this? Try to interact with this contract. I have some money here. Try to send it. No, we will do that from the front. So let me just open that GP here, and let's give it the contract that we have built. And make the shortest compatible app along all the copies. Have PS deployed on Sepolia. That's what we need to tell him, so that it does not interact with Ethereum mainnet, and rather just so address whatever. Okay, it's creating an ABI on its own. We can do this by ourselves also. That's not a problem. Just wait for this to complete, and I'll just show you the demo of how it's looking. It's a beautiful index.html built here. Buy me a coffee, your name, and something, whatever you need. So we do not have a name, so we just have a memo here. We'll have to take care of that. This is the ABI that we need. Do this and that were created. So it's the ABI here. So let's just close for this. Okay. Now add this function in the script. So where is the script? Where is the script? Okay, we have added this function script and call it dot get coffee from the ether, and let's call the get coffees here, and at the end of wallet at wallet coffee. That's what we need here, and the address for the contract is also done here. Let's try integrating, shall we? Let's see. I'm worried about the Sequoia thing. This or eat mainnet. It will fail faster than a web 2 dev install. So this wallet. Okay, let's try interacting with the contract here. Let's MetaMask and let's back here. So we do not have a name here, but we have a say something for buy me a coffee, name and message. So let's see here. Buy me a coffee. What does it call? It needs a name and message. Yeah, sorry, we have written. And we need the value to be more than 0.01. Let's go. New coffee. I love your music. Love your music. Eat. Not working. Oh, is it working? So it's sending 0.02 ETH to this address, and let's confirm this in MetaMask. The transaction here has been signed from this account. It is sending, and we can see the ETH. And thanks for the coffee. Refresh this. Okay, where are we calling? All coffees. We need a, yeah, this. Sorry, I just forgot. When we go here and here, and let out of there and refresh the MetaMask. Oh, we have something here. We are not able to see it. Let's close this and let's connect wallet again. Open this up, MetaMask, and see if we are getting the copies. Okay. Console. Coffees is a not a function. Connect wallet.get coffees. Because that is not a function. Calling here. Coffee. So let's just do it here. Get coffees. So coffee. Loading coffees. So there should be a button that should I'm tired of this, so let's just this button on click would get coffees, and whatever its style is, write the text as get coffee. That's the button we need here. It's this, and let's go live. Have this use, and boom, coffees, loading coffees, failed to load coffees. Now let's see why this happened. So what do we need? Return values are not valid. Did you run out of gas? You might also see this error if you're not using correct API for the contract that you're retrieving data from, requesting data from a block number that does not exist or which is not recorded perfectly. So let's check the API of get coffees here. This would be the buy coffee API. Not this, not this one. Withdraw this one, number of coffees, this get balance. No, this is not get coffee. What is coffee? What is buy coffee? Nah. Okay. So now get all coffees. This is the function that we have. The API for this will be recorded in this out, and that will be coffee.sol and by coffee.json. I'll search for get all coffees. This is the function that we have here. Copy this API and let's paste it here. Yeah. Let's try loading coffees here. Fail to load coffees. Let's debug this, but there should also be a withdraw function. Okay, let's get a get balance function. And also need a get balance function. No, there should be a balance. Do for balance. This is happening so badly. Button balance. Yeah, that's close. Finally, choose MetaMask. Get balance. Balance. Does it work? Returned values are not valid. Oh, due to run out of gas. So what are we able to do is we send the address some balance. So let's see, it has 0.02 ETH. Okay, we are not able to call get balance and the function that we need to see, that is get coffees. Now let's go for the general debugging. Copy. Oh, for get coffees, that failed to load. API is correct. Get no data. Okay, most probably all coffees. Get all coffees dot call. Change this to this. What are we changing here? Get all coffees. Redeploy and recompile. Everything is same here, right? These two values are same. So let's interact it with cast for now. Okay, let's close this. I'll get you all the coffees here. Now let's see this. Cast all cast all, and what is the here? That is coffees. For which address? The address here is address that is paid to this, and get all coffees. And what does it return? It returns coffee pot. Yeah, and let's go it. Yeah, so we were going to all coffees. RPC. And we get a 0 of x, so that means that there is some error here which we are not going to able to debug here. So the contract is deployed right. Okay. Contract is deployed right. Is it? It is deployed right because we deposited the balance here. Now, let's see the deployed contract from here. We can actually go back and see what we have done from this address. Open another window. We deployed from this address, so we have to have this contract creation. This is the contract actually. Is it? Yes, this is the contract. Because this contract was funded by the Sayyid. He funded by 49. This is the main date of the that was created. So let's end for a get balance. And call a get balance. And you and okay. See that? Oh, this needs oh, it has no code. That's the error, right? So let's redeploy this one. Let's redeploy using the command line push get src coffee.sol by coffee private private key rpc url $rpc and a broadcast here, and then the constructor args that are hard and an address. So an address here, address price changed works. We have a broadcast flag, so we'll get an address here. We are going to actually convert this into a coffee factory later on. Oh, it's the contract. Okay, yeah, so that's the thing, right? We did not see decompile bytecode. Let's see, decompile the decompile bytecode, and what do we get here? It's working really. I'm very positive that this is the contract that we need to call this data. Oh, this should also be only artist func call. That means that we need to call it using the private key of the artist. Private key dollar actually, do we need a dollar? Do I have it in my .env? Let me check. Okay, now this is working as we expect it to work. There is an artist key here where we can call it and then we can get everything down the line. Let's just update that here in the index.html of our file. The address here, let me store it somewhere, comment it here, and let's go for this. Let's change the contract address and let's go live. Let's see the interaction here. uh, get balance coffees, no coffees yet, be the first. So let's content send have this. Yeah, we have that. let's go here. Let's go to account number 3, buy coffee. This was just a send. So the method was wrong. So this is the address that we have here. And well, that's all we need here. Let's give it a few more. Get her and let's send, confirm, and the spoon. My coffee is pending, pending, and yeah, this is the done RDM creator. Okay, now will we see the balance? It will be 0.004. That's the and now let's call the withdraw function. So let's add a button to withdraw it, right? Do we need that? Yeah, we need async function withdraw, and let's just put the port here, and this will be const draw send. No, this will be just dot withdraw dot call. We have a withdraw function, right? Here we just have to ensure that we are trying this from the artist address. Okay, let's just select the artist address from here. Let's close this and let's live MetaMask. So wallet that we have might not that we need here, and withdraw MetaMask would be here and also be here. Here this function shall be withdraw MetaMask. Withdraw failed. Please try again. That is because we are connect this account. Need to disconnect. Let's also we are refresh this. Use MetaMask, and this is the account that you wanted to withdraw with. Now let's call the withdraw. Withdraw failed. Please try again. That's the error that we have of artist. So let's go back here and let's call it from task send. And what's the contract address? Let's call the draw and let's call it withdraw rp private key artist key exceeds gas allowance. So we need some Sepolia here. So we need a little Sepolia. Let me get from the Google faucet, and let's call this. So the Sepolia faucet is here. Faucet is set. We have copied the your name here, and let's receive some Sepolia from Google so that we can use this transaction. So the transaction is pending, and once it gets successful, we'll be able to see some Sepolia here. Yeah, we have a little Sepolia. I hope this much is okay. Get the balance out. Hope this works. And I think there is no reason that this should fail, but there is a lot of things that can fail in a contract. So this is successful. And now when we go there, see a lot more support. So the contract, what did it do? It did a lot of things. That was for this contract. What did it do? Let's the history for the contract here, and it called buy coffee twice, and it then went to withdraw. So it transferred all the ETH that it had into the address. Okay, so that's how you interact with the contract. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll get into either making this a contract factor tomorrow, or we'll start with NFTs or liquidity. So that's all for today. Thank you.